క్లాస్ రూమ్ ట్రైనింగ్ నడుస్తున్నాయి. క్లాస్ రూమ్ ట్రైనింగ్ ఈవినింగ్ 5:30 to 10 అంటే బ్యాచ్ కి 3-4 క్లాస్ రూమ్ లాగా 50 years 100 ఉండదు. 3-4 ఒక కాలేజ్ స్టూడెంట్లు చదివిన వాళ్ళ రిఫరెన్స్ మీద జాయినింగ్ కదా అంటాను. అడేమిటి రిఫరెన్స్ మీద వర్క్స్ గా కాల్స్ వస్తుంటాయి. బ్యాచెస్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాయి. 3-4 బ్యాచెస్ ఒక 1.5 hour అలాగా. అంత అంటే ఇప్పుడు రిఫరెన్స్ మీద వచ్చేవాళ్ళు మనం కాదలేము. తీసుకో అంటారు, తీసుకుంటావా అని అడగరు, తీసుకో అంటారు. అదేంటంటే ఒక్కొక్కసారి లేట్ అయినప్పుడు వాళ్ళు ఇన్వైట్ చేస్తారు. మనప్పుడు ఒకసారి 6:30, 7, 8 కూడా అయింది. ఇంకా పూట కొంచెం లేట్ అయిందంటే ఇంకా హ్యాండిల్ చేయడం అందరికీ ఒకటి ఉండదు కదా. స్ప్రింగ్ బూట్ విత్ మెక్సెస్ ఉంటుంది, అడ్వాన్స్ ఉంటుంది అంటే ఆ రోజు క్యాన్సిల్ చేస్తాను. నేను ముందు చెప్తాను కానీ రావడం కొంచెం లేట్ అయితే ఆ 5:30 max 6. పంచ్ 1 hour పడుతుంది సార్. బండి 40 minutes అందులో బ్రేక్ పడలేదు అంటే టక్ 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 వెళ్ళిపోతుంది సార్. బ్యాచ్ మన కానీ అటు కానీ వాళ్ళు కానీ బ్రేక్ పెట్టారే బాగున్నారు.
Good afternoon, participants. I hope you all API. So one successful, you can see your default React app in this manner, and once you complete your entire card grid by connecting the Bootstrap CDMA and placing it in the correct Bootstrap grid 3 and column 4. I have asked you to develop column 6 by 6. So if you all have achieved it, please let me know. This way the output has to appear. Good application, which will not only help you to understand but also how exactly the data is binded. It will also help you to implement the concepts of hooks. You write your own custom hooks and you write React router. Already we have an idea of how to write it, especially Redux toolkit and context API. These are the two which we have to cover. And the other part is responsive web design is achieved by Bootstrap as usual. So this is by your Bootstrap as usual. And of course, end-to-end testing. If time permits, I will cover end-to-end testing. Or else you can do your own test cases as we did in Jest and Enzyme also. Alright. Now, let me share my Visual Studio Code. They are going to follow the same steps which we did in the module. Go to File. In that open folder, and now create a new folder and name the folder in whichever manner you want. Select the folder. Here, if you observe in your terminal, you should keep in mind that we have to close the already running terminal. Once you open your new terminal, please check you have only one terminal or any other terminal is added here. So right now I have only one terminal, so I don't worry about other terminals. And in the similar manner, now we are into our folder. Here you can see a path is into the F, and we are into our folder Netflix Global. Here you have again using your npx. Okay. Create tab 2. Name your web application in whichever manner you want. Now this will create your new application. Just give me 1 minute. Participants, if you have any doubts, please let me know. All right. I made a spelling mistake, so let me use this. Netflix example, something like that. Netflix, so let's say. All right. I made a spelling mistake actually. Extremely sorry. Now our app is being ready. While our app gets ready, show you what exactly happens in this application. What we are totally interested is how to introduce Redux into the application and how to use hook and how to use context API. So these are the things we are going to concentrate today. I request you all to please create your new application in the same manner as we did in the morning. Open a folder wherever you want to create. In my if I have React, so I'm able to create my React application because I've installed it globally. So soon it's installing React, React DOM, and React scripts. Are interested in not only creating the application but also implementing the server interaction. So here you will learn the concepts of state, use state, and props, and React router, and event handling, and how to handle different types of communication between the components. So, that is all. Meanwhile, we can start with the setup of Firebase also. Let's do that. There is a link in the chat. I request everyone to open the link because we have to sign in. Firebase is real-time database. So please open the link, and today we will sign in. We'll open our own accounts. Okay, press control, and you can sign in order to utilize this. Sign in Firebase using your Gmail account. Input your username and password, and then click next button. That's the easiest way you can do. You can see the sign in. This side, go to console. And then this you will be able to find. My internet is slow, so you are just sign in into the Firebase account. So first sign in, and then next go to your console. Okay, and then there you will find create project, but create a Firebase project over there. You name it as Netflix DB or something like that. Relevant name. Please use relevant names. Just wait. Continue, please. Create a new project in this way. Let me share. I'm stopping my video so that I can utilize the bandwidth for my other purposes. Please be ready with your new application, your new React application. Name it as Netflix demo or Netflix project or Netflix example in whatever manner you want. To the Firebase. Firebase link is given in the chat, and then you have to sign in into your Firebase and then go to your console. And from there, you have to create a new project and name it as Netflix DB or something like that in a relevant manner. Sorry, I have a very unstable internet connection, so that's why it's taking time. Extremely sorry for the technical issue. Name your project and then just proceed further, click continue and collect your project details. Okay, it will produce you few things. Please keep it noted. And in this step, what happens is Firebase would handle the remaining task for you. You can just wait to successfully create the project. Use only your Gmail account because it's faster to create the account because Firebase is provided by Google. And once you create your database, you can find its related Firestore, its real-time database, its storage, and its hosting available on the left-hand menu. You can find all these things on your left-hand menu. In that, today we are going to use real-time database. We are not going to use cloud hosting and all. We are just going to use only the real-time database, and you can import any type of data, or you can check in a Git repository also. Both the manner you can do. But yes, of course, the data has to be your JSON itself. After importing successfully, your result should be the view of the entire JSON in its form. All right. So please observe here. I have logged in to my Gmail account. You can see here. Already I have logged into my Gmail account. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to add a project. I'm going to name this as Firebase. Let's keep it simpler. And once you give the name to your project, just check over these two. Okay. And then just give continue. Just give continue. Will not bother about Google Analytics and all. Give back and create the project. I hope everyone have created their own real-time database in the Firebase. Is it clear all? My voice slow. You all please try to create it. If any doubts or if any way you're getting stuck, please let me know. You can even post it in the chat. I'll be going through the chat also. Already I had an error in loading the file. Let's just continue. There is please accept. Okay, I'm sorry I'm unable to create this, but that's totally fine. Meanwhile, let us enter into the coding part. Yes. Any doubt in the creation of the project in the Firebase? Please post me in the chat also.
Okay, actual strategy.
Now we are going to create a web application on the Firebase. Firebase configuration is something later used. The first step is we have to import movies.json. Then which data folder.
ల్యాబ్కి చెప్పడం ఇష్టం ఇందాక ల్యాబ్ టూల్స్ పోతానే కదా
Next part is download your JSON. Please download JSON. Please download JSON which is related to movies. So you can just give movies JSON or something like that, and you can download the fake JSON files available. Any doubt in the downloading the JSON part? Please let me know. Participants. Click on JSON and you'll find many files. Please download one JSON file which is related to movies. You can pass it. I hope this is now will start using here. Alright, from this you can leave one of the JSONs you wish. Once you download, study.json. So you can see, right? Observe, I have many types of data here. Now, to I've posted in the chat, so please try to complete this. If you are stuck in any of these steps, please let me know. We have achieved all these three. First thing is you have to create a new React application. And the second thing is we have to sign into the Firebase, and then we have to create a project. The third one is you have to download some JSON which is related to movies of limbs, and you can rename it to movie.json. Once you download your JSON, please check your JSON, what type of data is available and how it is organized. Please check these two things.
Ma'am, ஒரு நிமிஷம் கேளுங்க. இது வந்து அவங்களுடைய கிளாஸ்
There is an unstable my system. Just give me 2-3 minutes. I'm arranging for it.
தேர்ட் இயர் உடைய ES IoT வந்து ஒரே நாள் தான் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. இதை ரெண்டா பிரிக்கணும் அப்போ எப்படி?
சொல்றாங்க இப்ப டியூஸ்டே போறாங்கன்னா அப்போ இன்னொரு டாக்ஸ்
மட்டும்தான் பாருங்க. ஓகே ஓகே ஓகே. செகண்ட் இயர் கிளாசிஃபிகேஷன் தேர்ட் இயர் மட்டும் தான் ஸ்பிளிட் பண்ணுவோம். அது அப்படியே இருக்கட்டும். இதுதான் அவர் சொல்றாரு. இதுதான் parallel. Tuesday and Saturday. Okay, Saturday, Tuesday. இது என்னது? Thursday வந்து 1 2 3
புரியுதுங்களா?
இங்க வரணும்.
Tuesday அன்னைக்கு already இருக்கு.
Actually, that was given by Radha sir. So that's why madam only change. So instead of P,
Here, yes, and
Alright, participants, we are good to go now. Let me share my screen. You can see here I have extracted the downloaded JSON and it is named something to import this into our Firebase. Let me do this quickly. Right here, if you observe, this is the data available in the JSON I have downloaded. And now come to your Firebase. If you are in Chrome, directly go to console because it will use your Chrome login itself. So once you create your Firebase project, please try to import your JSON in the real-time database. If you face any difficulties, let me know. So these are the few projects I've already created. So if you're creating projects, and you will be able to see in this manner. All right. Now let me add my new project here. Something like this, and I say I confirm. I'll be using exclusively. You can just give continue. You can select an account. I am selecting default Firebase account. I have used this earlier. So let me go with the default one. I hope now everyone is able to see how we are creating a project in the Firebase. And those who have achieved well and good, yeah, good to go. If you have already created your Firebase accounts, please see in the left side menu, you'll be able to see real-time database. Okay, so Netflix example project is ready. So now we are continuing. Now I am into the Netflix EX project. Here you can view all other remaining projects. which you have created. So I have created a very good few projects in this. They're already created ones. So now we are just interested into the Netflix CX part. So let us proceed with that. Here in the left side, you're able to see the different things available. So this is a place where we are actually going to work upon. So inside your build, check this here. Inside your build, you're able to see real-time database. So for today, we are going to use only the real-time database, and we are not interested in any hosting part and all. Now go and you can't create database. Okay. Near real-time database, click on create database. You can select any location or you can go with the default location. Please allow me a moment. I'm again sharing the screen. So here, create database. You go with the default location, whichever is there, and just start here. You can go with test mode, don't go with locked mode, and enable it. If you click the enable button only, proceed further. So for security reason, there are few conventions which we are going to follow here. Since it's a demo project, we are not worried mostly into the security part, but if it is a real-time project, we have to be very careful. So here, exactly we have make utilize of the JSON which we have downloaded. Now click on import JSON option. It's available here. And you can select the location, whichever you want. Taking some time for me. You all please proceed if it is you're able to proceed faster than me, no problem. But the only thing you have to do is just select the necessary JSON and then just click on import button. Okay, so everyone is able to import. Once you import, you can see the JSON in your real-time database. All right, I hope to complete this project before 4. All right, now the internet connection is stable. So let me drag and drop this. You can rename it. to Json. So just import this here. It's the simplest way to achieve things. So you can find it index wise. I'm able to see the data. Okay. So our JSON is ready now and we are good to go. Thank you all for bearing me with my technical issues. Thank you. So now we are ready with whatever things we need. We have created our React app. You can see here, React app is ready. We have our Firebase project and as well as JSON being imported. Next part is to code in app in order to achieve our Redux store. That is the part we have to proceed with. So before that, if you are interested in CSS, you can write the CSS, but the best thing is use Bootstrap, CDN itself. If you are familiar with installing the Bootstrap packages, you can go with that. Now, open your app.js. App.js is ready. Before proceeding into the coding, in the terminal, if you observe, I am still in the path of the folder itself. So for that, what I do is I navigate to Netflix program, that is my application. All right, now we are here and let us start our application also. So what are the changes we make will be dynamically updated in the browser view. I have created a simple banner-like form along with few images to go on with. In the today's session, we are not interested in how to create JSX and all. So I'm skipping that part. The morning session, we have seen already how to create JSX and how to bind and all. We're not interested in that part. We are just interested in our functional component using Redux. So what I do is I quickly change this one. Before changing, let me check whether our application is running correctly or not. Not to do that. Check your localhost 3000. Yes, it is running fine. We have our React application, right? Now, I have already written my render how it has to be in like so. I'm just going to paste it. Utilize the same thing. This part I'm putting in the chat so you all can just utilize it. Okay. I'm unable to paste it completely. I'll be pasting it in the relevant halves. So just wait for 1 second. So what I'll do is first I'll do the header session.
Requesting all the participants,
In
please
your,
mute yourself.
please pay them. And now I'm going to provide you things are under your app. So please see that you don't do anything with your div app class. Keep it as is. Inside your div app class, please try to add nav and below that your header. So I've given you these two sections. So please try to paste there. I have two default export. So there is some warning about logo being not edited. Alright. So we are no more using this. This is the default logo of the React application. So now we are compiling. We take you to the browser to check the local host. Okay. So if I include the CSS, this will be placed in the empty content we have placed here. You can observe there is a heading Netflix and there is a button play and my list and as well as some of the data, that is some of the description. Now, let us enter into the coding part again. I hope everyone understood. You have to use your nav code and your header code one after the other inside your app div. These two parts is available in the chat and please be ready with that. So next, what we are going to do is observe. Next part, you should with what side is called in a React element and React be like or mutated or in whichever manner the JSX has to be. This is the first thing we have to remember, how to bind your HTML, and that entire part is rendered in the written which is known as your GSX. And the second thing, this part we already learned in the morning section. The second thing, you have to see that the CSS is being included correctly, so that the respective things are in their own places, and also check the images are displaying correctly. We are using online image link, so no need to put them in the or import them. If you are using an image inside your folder, you need to import them and you need to give the correct location. So that's the thing. Create components folder. Components folder will be used to store components of your application. Go to source and then create components folder. Now let me help you with that. The source. Create one components folder. Inside your component folder, create nav.js. Just right click here, new file, and nav.js. And apart from nav.js, you have many files to create. So now the next one is obviously header.js. And then finally, you have to utilize the things in the app.js. Finally, we have to hard code the data which is available in the Firebase. So these two things, if you come to your app.js, you can see them here. Header.js and app.js. Now go to your nav.js, include the nav coding inside it. You can just copy paste, it is already available with you. But you have to create your functional components. Please remember that. So how we are going to create the functional component? Just use the word function. Let's create your nav and then just give your callbacks to it. I prefer rendering. You can directly written also and use the rendering of aspects. What it will return. Just copy paste, which is already available with you. This is available with you. Just copy paste it. Please, it's a syntax mistake. written right. It's a normal. I'm extremely sorry. It's a normal brace. So here we have to follow the normal brace. I did the mistake over there. And paste whichever nav code is being given here. And then same manner, before proceeding to the header, just export this so that you can use it all the places you want. Default app, your nav itself. Yes. In the same manner, here create a functional component header. If you are using capital H, always H, and if you are using small h, always use small h. Inside this, again, return, paste the header code, whichever is in the chat. I hope everyone is able to see the codes in the chat, and if anyone is unable to see, please let me know. Again, I'll paste it. So I'm also copying the same thing, pasting it here. Save it because now we are not interested in any of the JSX part. Here, export default and your header. All right. So this way we have created our nav and our header. I was just waiting for you all to complete this task. I request participants to post any of your doubts so that I can help you. Now what we are going to do here is just remove this entire thing. Now I am inside the app.js and here I'm going to import the two components which are available. One is your nav, another one is your header. Import nav, import header. Whenever I give from So they are present in components. So like this, dot slash components slash, yeah, you can find it later. Nav.james. So we have picked it correctly. End it here. The similar way, you can pick header also. Both these are in components only. So let us proceed. Import header. So we have this. It has to come like this previously also. Just don't worry about the errors. We clear them. Now what you have to do is you have to give your div as usual to your app itself. That part will come. Create a div. Class. It should come by default automatically. So this part is over. So we have to include your, I'm sorry, now you have to include your nav component and header components. So after my nav component only, I have my header component. So what I will do here is, in this manner, add nav. It's a self close. Whenever you are including component, it's a self close. Here it's in header. Also. So we have done this successfully. We are able to utilize these components here only because you have given here export data. And suppose if I remove this and you try to compile it, you will find an error that the imported nav is not. So it's always mandatory to export a component whichever you write. This part is clear now. Let us check the CSS part. Here also the output will be same only. Because yet we have to define our CSS. In order to do that, you can either create its own CSS file or you can just include it after CSS also. But the best practice is to write its own CSS. You have to write their own CSS. Always keep in mind that is the way we have to move. In order to keep a particular JS and its CSS in one place, you have to create again its own folders. So that part also will be doing right now. And likewise, we did with nav and header. We can create another JS also, which is known as row. This is most common way previously we used to do. Nowadays, what they do, that thing also I will be explaining. But for now, let us do this. We have to create two more JS. One is your row.js. Keep in mind, once it is capital all the places. And similarly, Firebase.js. Usually, Firebase we don't put in capital letters. So I'm just using small. Right. we have our Firebase.js and then header.js and then mapper.js and then row.js. Now, the coding of row.js is left over. So in this, I can dynamically create my row, or I can put the static rows. For now, I am utilizing only the static rows. We are not interested in the dynamic part. And inside your Firebase JS, we have a configuration part. So there I will always use the same thing. This is already available in your Firebase console. From there you copy paste it and use it. Now first let us write down functional component for row. In that, let me explain you how I am going to utilize my rows and columns of Bootstrap. So again, function, start your row. Inside that, what you have to return. Just utilize default Bootstrap. So don't worry about too many things. You can populate how many ever images you want. For now, for the ease purpose, we are just populating the three rows. Once you start your data binding, you will be able to get this dynamically. Just use this in your row component. It's available in the chat, or you can populate your own design also. Let me close this. After the we initially created a row and just took this. Okay, I request you all to utilize the grid system of Bootstrap, which is div, and then class, container. Inside that, we have a div again, which has class equal to another div creating class equal to I should run 3, which will take care of all the devices, not only the web application. In this manner, you can achieve it. Let me place this.
அவ்வளோ ஒரு 10 நிமிஷம் உட்காருங்க. அவரு அதை பார்த்துட்டு தான் சரி போங்க அப்படின்ட்டாரு. இல்ல டைம் இருந்தா வேற ஏதாவது யோசிச்சிருப்பாங்க. அங்கெல்லாம்
So now what we will do is, we are just left with little bit of time. So I request you all to achieve this part of configuration. And the most important thing here is how to get your Firebase configuration. So that is the actual game here. In order to do that, we are going to use import Firebase from Firebase. So that is it. You need to install Firebase package into your code. So let's terminate here. I gave Control C and I'm just using Y. It means I say yes. Control plus C to terminate. Now what we are going to do here is install your Firebase. In order to do that, you have your npm again. So you can make use of npm itself. In Firebase, you need not go for global installation because I'm going to use only for a particular project, not for all the projects. So you save it in your local. So you can see in the terminal npm install save Firebase. So the same command I have given in the chat also. So please complete the installation of Firebase. And today we'll complete the configuration of Firebase. Tomorrow we will see how exactly we are going to use context API and Redux states and get the data done. Suppose if tomorrow someone else is handling the session, we can see this example on Friday. I think mostly Madhu sir will be handling. So let me give a gist until this Firebase is being installed. I hope you are also doing along with me. So once this gets installed, so initially what we did is we created our React app. And in the second step, what we did is we created a Firebase login. And inside Firebase, we created a project. And in that project, we went into the real-time database. And inside the real-time database, we have checked into the import JSON part, which is available in the right side. When you click on the database, you find the 3 dots, and in that you have import JSON. And once you click, it will give you option to browse your file. You can browse whichever downloaded JSON you have, and that part is done. So you have imported your database successfully. Now, next part is inside your app. You're trying to design your app. That is, you're trying to give your different sections of header, navigation, and body, etc. of a web page. So that part is done. Next, what we are interested is to our project, we have to install Firebase. So that part we are going to do. So once we have that package only, we can make use of it. So from Firebase store, we are going to import Firebase. And the first part there is you have to create a configuration. So configuration is nothing but providing you authentication to the particular Firebase already. So what the project I have created is Firebase DB, right? Sorry, Netflix DB. I'm extremely sorry. That's the project I have created, and each one of you must have also created. There are some configuration, so we are going to do that. You can add your CSS here itself. There was one doubt raised, so you can find your app.css here. Here you see app.app.logo and app header. Like this, you can define your own CSS, and instead of header, we are going for Jumpatron because we have created all those things. I mean, we have included all those things in the previous example. So this doubt is regarding previous example, and even if it is in this example also, whatever the classes you have, again, you are not going to use the class name. Class name is exclusively for React components. You are going to use class in order to include any CSS or something. Once, let me complete this Firebase installation. We will switch to that example also. For today, I am ending with Firebase installation and Firebase configuration. And soon we will be checking with the next things also. In the chat, I'll provide you with Firebase configuration. This configuration you should collect from your particular project. At the time of creation, you can see there are few configurations available. Let us check in the Firebase page itself. So here, if you check in the left menu, you can see project overview. You can get here web. You have to select for web. Similarly, we can do with other things also. Here is Netflix on the right. Started here. You can find the necessary environment files here and your config also. In the chat, I am posting this part. Let us check if the Firebase installation is complete. Let me post here. This config details will change depending upon your project. So please copy paste the details from your own. But inside this Firebase, you should include this only. This will show error once the installation is completed. It won't show me any error. I didn't save this, so that's why it's not showing any error. So once you install this, you can config this. So I think I can end the session for today and we can continue it either if we have some time tomorrow or on Friday morning, in whichever manner it is possible. So I want to know, participants, you are comfortable with the steps we have covered until now. So please let me know if you have anything to ask. And regarding the CSS, I will be posting the CSS also. Anything else you want to know in the afternoon session? Still, we are left with Connect API and reducers part. Apart from that, do you want to know anything? There are two more steps we have to achieve. So this part of creation, you are clear, right? And here what you can do is you can create a new folder and name it as nav. Push your nav.js inside that folder. In that folder, you can create nav.js and its CSS nav.css. Make utilization of. So this package is getting installed. So shall I end the session? Here only just package installation is going on. And inside your Firebase, what is the configuration file you have to keep? I have put in the chat box. All right. The package has been successfully installed. So here you can see the package is successfully installed. Ignore this severity, vulnerability, whichever you find, you can just ignore them. And then just do this part. So now we are ready to go with the Firebase also. I saved the file. there are no errors, and you have to just check with whatever configuration. Here it is, it should be from, sorry, it should be from your project only. So if I have created Netflix CX, it should be from here. So for now, I am ending it. Thank you all. Let us continue again with the remaining part of the session. That is with the context API and as well as reducers.